Hello. Hello. Hello everybody, welcome to another Tina's Tiny Thursdays. Today I don't have an exact plan on what I want to do, and I only have two tiny canvases with me. I forgot to go to the store to get more. Hey Miss Fortune 500, how you doing? Yeah, I forgot to go to the store. I have bigger canvases, of course. I always have bigger canvases that I could always use and make. But, yeah, I only have those two, but once I make those two, we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens, but yeah, I don't have an exact plan for you guys today. I mean, the first painting, I know what I want to do, but other than that, you know, I don't know. But how is everybody doing today? How are you, Miss Fortune 500? Pink is gonna be the death of me. Oh. There we go. Some orange. But I'll tell y'all something. I do not appreciate how cold it has been lately. Like, it hasn't even been, like, cold and snowing. It's just been cold. Like, it's 20 degrees with no moisture. Like, what's that about? Not that I particularly want there to be a lot of snow. I just feel like, at this point, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I'm glad the roads are safe, but if you're gonna be this cold, it might as well be snowing. And since it's not snowing, it might as well be 30 degrees warmer. You know, that's my logic. I got a heated blanket on, and yeah, Happy New Year! Like, my house is set to like 75 when it's only like 60 something, because the wind chill is just making it so cold. Hey Shantae, how you doing? Where'd I was over here. My older sister Gina got me this to hold my my paint stuff in for Christmas. This little dragon. The little dragon's holding a tiny skull. So I keep my brushes in there now instead of losing them 20 times a stream. Also, I have this toy gun. A different sister had. It was like a puzzle that you had to put together. That was really fun for me. It took a while, but you can like put like rubber bands on it and like shoot them across the room. Oh, I shot that way too high. It hit the window. Okay. Anyway, that was a fun little thing. Oh, Shantae, you're in Texas? You were running so many errands to notice the cold weather, Miss Fortune 500. Hi, Katrina. You only have your heat on 70? Ours is supposed to get to 75, like I said, but it's like 64 degrees right now. It just, I don't know, it just can't keep up really, so we're all just suffering. People coming over for Bible study last night, and like everybody was in a blanket. Because we have a ton of throws. A ton of throws. Like there is a plastic bin in the closet that is just filled with throw blankets. If it's too hot in my house, I get sick. You need to... Okay. Well, I understand that then. Me personally, I would love it if it was 80 degrees in the house, but can't do that. Because my brother, he works at the post office, and so he sleeps during the day and he works nights. And so he gets hot really easily, and so if we set the heat above like a certain temperature, then he wakes up mad and he's hot and sweating, and it's like, well, dang, I done messed up his sleep, and now he gonna be tired at work. So during the day, we just have to suffer in the cold, and then just turn it up at night. If we even bother turning it up. Most of the time we don't. My dad will, but the rest of us pretty much don't touch it. Hey Leth, nice to see ya. Some of this. I'm doing pretty good. I'm cold, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I need some orange. I should probably stop using this one because this one separates the bristles a lot, so the pigments spread weird when you start to layer. Like, it's good for foundational stuff or for doing large areas, but for these smaller paintings I really should use something else. What am I painting today? Well, right now I'm working on a desert scene. And then after that, I don't know. And I only have 2 tiny canvases with me today because I forgot to go to the store. So if these don't take a long time, which I don't think that they will, then I'll have to use one of my bigger canvases. A little bit more orange in the sky. Looks like some of the pigments aren't setting too good in the foundational layers, so I might blow dry this. Ooh, a flowery cactus. I can do that. some wispy looking clouds. Way off in the distance. Just gonna throw the second blanket around me real quick. It is so cold. Oh, I'm so cold. This is one of those curl up with a book type of days. Get like a cup of cocoa and a blanket and just read the day away. I don't know what it is about winter, but I always just want to read a lot. Maybe it's the curling up with a book type of weather, I don't know. I just get the urge to read whole novels in a day in the winter. I don't have time to do that, unfortunately. I would love to... would love to have time just to sit and read again. Dry this so that it's just easier to apply more layers. This is not orange, yellow ochre. And this time I like the thought of using the winter for cozy reading and activities, but you're right, with families, there's rarely time to do so. Yeah. I remember when I was still in high school, you know, over a decade ago, whenever there would be a winter break, I'd either get really into a video game or I'd get really into like a book series. I remember when I was in middle school, that's when I read the Twilight series over like a winter break. I was super into that way back in the day. Then again, a lot of girls my age were. Even when I was younger than that, when I was like in elementary, like I was super into Animorphs for a while. Hello, Zamboni. And so I've read a lot of Animorphs books, especially since there were like in my grade there was like a competition to see who could read the most books and write the most book reports about the books. And so our school just had a lot of the Animorph books, and so I would just like speed through them. I can't tell you what any of them were about now, besides teenagers turning into animals and there being some sort of alien thing, but the thing was about my school having the Animorph books, they didn't have like any of them in like the proper order. And so I would like check out one book, let's say it was like book 4 or 5 out of the series, and then the next time I would check out a book, it would be like number 12 or something, you know? We just had random numbers in the series. It wasn't like the full complete set or even like the first starting ones. But I think I got like 3rd in that reading contest. It was like 2nd or 3rd, I didn't get 1st place. And I think if you won, you got like a pizza party or something like that. There was... I put in a lot of work as a kid for pizza parties. I put in way too much work. The only thing I know about the Animorphs is that one gif of the black kid turning into a dog. Yeah. There was some sort of alien from what I do remember, there's some sort of alien species that could morph and turn into different like animals if they had like touched them, I think. It was like you touch them and you like basically like store their DNA in their like alien memory database or whatever, and then you could change into that thing. And so aliens were like slowly taking over like the government and other things like that, I think. And so the Animorph kids were the only ones that were trying to stop this invasion, and like one of the aliens, I think that's is the gist of it. I love the covers of those books. The cool, weird stages of the morphs. Yeah, I did too. But looking back, it was kind of a dumb thing to do. If there was like an animal that I didn't want on like the cover of the book, like let's say on the cover of the book, Kid turns into Tarantula, I skipped that book in the series because I didn't want to touch a tarantula picture as I was reading the book. Like it just weirded me out. Or if there's like another animal that I didn't care about, I would also skip that in the series. So between my library not having all the books in order and then me just not liking certain animals, I have no idea what the actual sequence of events was. I do know one kid got stuck as an animal because there's like a time limit, and if you don't change back, you get stuck as that animal. So like a kid was stuck as an owl for like months or something. Shantae, you were a Potterhead. I didn't read the books. I've seen all of the movies, though. I know Harry acts different and things are a lot different in the books. But, yeah. So I know about the stuff. I never read the books. As a matter of fact, I only saw the movies because Christina was like, I'm writing books for this age group, but I don't, and I want to have like a successful series, so I'm gonna study other successful series. And so she like studied up on she studied up on J.K. Rowling and stuff about the Harry Potter series and how she initially got signed and other stuff. And so then after doing her research, she was like, I want to see what the movies are, but I don't want to see them alone, Tina. So you're gonna watch all 8 of these movies with me. And I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, books are better in just about any case. It's been so long since I read the Twilight books that I forgot that Bella actually had a personality. And so people on TikTok started like posting quotes from the book, and they were like, why didn't they make her like this in the movies? I was like, oh yeah, she was funny and kind of charismatic. But there's just so much more detail that you can squeeze into a book, and so much more world building and stuff. So it's books are just better. I can't tell you the last time I finished a fiction book. Pretty much all I read is like history and philosophy and Bible related now, and I'm just like, I used to read for fun and not just for work. I enjoy the things I read though, but sometimes I'm just like, man, I should I check out Lord of the Rings or something? Should I? Because I have like a stack of books behind. Well, not I say a stack, but there's 2 Ray Bradbury books I have behind me that I started both and haven't finished either. One is like a collection of short stories, and the other is an actual novel. But I like Bradbury's work. It's just a matter of reading for fun, finding the time to read for fun. This green with this yellow, so I can have a lighter green. Have I ever read Peace Like a River by Leif Inger? No, I haven't. What's it about? some green in there. Some darker green. It's been a while since I read it, but fictional characters and the power of prayer. Okay. I might check it out. Gotta make a note. Like aura. You know, there's a part of me that wants to be listening to, like, music from the 50s. Like Frank Sinatra and stuff like that while making this desert scene. Because of Fallout New Vegas. I'm gonna try this real quick. Word to the wise, don't let go of your paintings while you're blow drying them. That just launched itself into the red burnt sienna, that's what it's called. I thought it was gonna, I'm glad it didn't flip over, but I totally thought it was gonna flip over into the paint. That would have been not very good at all for me. Parts, and then I'll do the flower on the cactus. Hey, Jay. Tuck this arm into the heated blanket. got our little cactus with a little flowers on it. At least it's got one flower. I did want to add some more details into the sky. I think it looks pretty good. I think that looks nice. It's a nice little... I don't know. It's like something that would be hanging up in a Longhorn Steakhouse, you know? Maybe if there were some cowboys wrangling some cattle, you know? That's the feel I get looking at it. Oh, that did take a while. Oh my gosh. Well, I doubt this next one is gonna take a full hour, but what to do? I did aquatic things, right? Isn't that what I did last week? Yeah, I did water things, so I don't think I want to do a water scene. I don't want to do snow because I'm already too cold. Maybe something forest. to find something to inspire me. I think I found something I can work with. It's a good starting point anyway. Need the big brush again. Do this first round of color and blow dry it. Yeah, you do got nerd game tonight. Did you make your maps, sir? Or are you putting that off until the last minute? Yes to having your maps, or yes, I am putting it off to the last minute? Made one for the next boss too, in case they beat the one that you had before that session. Okay. Look at you planning ahead. 2025 was already better. I'm trying to plan for my nerd game, and I'm just like, how do you balance out all, you know, having foes and it being a challenge, but also not killing people, you know? Because this is supposed to be fun, it's not supposed to be emotionally taxing. But also, how do I make it a good fight, you know? And also, it's just a 2-shot. I mean, I probably could have made it into a full campaign, but who has the time for that? Not I, said the duck. Yeah. Especially since some of you rolled really great for your character sheets and others just rolled kind of okay, so it's like, okay, how do I make it look like I'm not picking on these people? Because I know they can take it. I don't know, it's a weird balance. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't have any black down. I mean, when I did my in-person games, it was like 90% improv, because I could just, you know, turn to a new monster and just go with that. But with this, it's like you gotta find it in the compendium and like look at all of its attacks, and also the people I was playing with in person, you know, they didn't know anything, so if I screwed up, they didn't know any better, they were just having fun. Oh, that's smart. Actually, before I do all that tree detail, yeah, I can use that. I need a lighter green. I wish there was another DM I could ask for advice with my monsters, but you guys are like all in my game, so. Maybe I need that spreadsheet. Last Bible D&D, there was lots of bloodshed, but it was none of you guys. It was just to bring about the, you know, the sacrifice for the, for Baal? Molech? It was Molech. Under shadows. Okay, thank you. Okay, why are we creepy all of a sudden? get stepped into the middle of an 80s movie where it's like you don't know if the person is real or not, and so, or it's like a Hall of Mirrors type fight. I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting. I don't know why. You like hearing how I think? Oh, well, like the 80s music. Okay. It's like, I don't remember what was the last thing I said. But okay, yeah, that... But doesn't it though? Doesn't it feel like it's like a crucial part of the movie right now going on? It's like the hero needs to realize the power that they have within themselves, while also conquering the darker version that could possibly take over. Yeah, it's got that vibe. Thank you. The build up to a climactic battle. Yeah. This is different. I like upbeat synth. Yeah, it's this playlist. It's a random one that I found, and so it's the mood changes quite a bit. But generally speaking, I do like synth music. I like a lot of different genres of music. The only thing that most of the time I'm not really gonna like is like heavy metal or screamo, because this to me it's just like sometimes it feels like a lot of noise. And a lot of chaos, and I like to find the harmony in music, and heavy metal is just it feels like it feels like Discord. It feels like Discord when I listen to it, and so I'm just like I am not calm right now. I know some people will be like, it's demonic! That's not right, I don't care for it, I just... It feels like a panic attack. Set to drum beats, you know? Not to say there aren't ever songs that I've enjoyed that have had, you know, that kind of feel to it, but most of the time it just... If I just hear one out in the wild, I'm like, oh no, what is happening? But other than heavy metal, I pretty much enjoy like all genres of music. Particularly any song with a banjo, I'm probably gonna have a good time. I don't know what it is about it. I know what it is. My favorite band when I was in high school is called Need to Breathe, and the first album I heard from them was called The Outsiders, and in the first song there was on the album called The Outsiders, there was a really nice banjo in it. It wasn't like a banjo solo, but it was a nice amount of banjo, and so I don't know, it just makes me feel young, I guess, and youthful whenever I hear a banjo. It's just like, oh, back to those days of my biggest worry being my Algebra 2 tests. It just makes me feel nostalgic, I guess. Violin is another instrument where it's like, if I hear it, I'm having a great time. Totally forgot to add trees on this side, but that's cool. I'll do that later. Did you live around a rural area? Paintings give that kind of a hint. Kinda. Well, when I was about in the first grade, we moved out to basically the sticks, middle of nowhere. Our house wasn't super rural, but the schools were quite a ways away. And so we'd pass a lot of, you know, farmland and dirt roads and stuff like that. I didn't spend that much time out in nature as a kid. Allergies and whatnot, and also I just wasn't super active. But yeah, I grew up in kind of a rural area. It's weird driving back up that way nowadays because it's been built up more, and so there's a lot more like Chipotle's and Starbucks and stuff like that. And it's just like there was nothing when I was a kid growing up. We had to walk to the corner store, and there was a complex that had like a local pizzeria and a video rental store. As far as like restaurants and stuff, like it wasn't like a mom and pop shop, like a chain restaurant. You had to go quite a ways away. And like all my siblings like worked at the mall, but it's like 20 minutes, a half hour drive every single day. But that was like the closest thing I could really work at, I guess.
You are, it seems, a man of many skills. A rare combination.
Yeah, I feel like it's when you're a kid, there's nothing there, and when you go back, everything is built up and stuff. It's crazy. I think there might have been like a McDonald's that was pretty close. Like there was, I'm trying to think of like what was on the street to like get out of our neighborhood. There was like I think the closest thing was there was like a doctor's office like across the street, and there was like the mom and pop place like in that little complex that had the video rental store and stuff. And then like further down the street there was like a car dealership, and then like way past that was like Kroger. I was like, did they wait till I leave? Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like that. Even like the place I graduated from, which was a completely different city. And I say the term city very loosely. The next town, I guess. Like driving back through there, I'm like, oh, they made the streets a lot less confusing, and now there's a bunch of all these other places. But even that area, it was more built up than when I was in the first town I lived in. But like seeing it now, it's like, oh wow, there's so much to it. What did I study? I didn't go to college. Money was super tight, and so I just, when I graduated, I was basically just working at my dad's church and then like doing missionary work, and then just self-teaching myself how to paint and draw. I did take a lot of like art classes when I was in high school, because they did offer a lot of the second town I moved to, they offered the high school was a lot bigger, so they offered a lot more classes, and so I did learn a lot from the things I studied while I was there, but it didn't make sense at the time. I needed Bob Ross to make sense of it all. Like 3 years after I graduated, and then I was like, oh, I actually can paint. Thank you, Bob Ross. College is only 2,100 euros as a whole. Sounds pretty cheap. Yeah, but college in the US, it's ridiculously expensive, and it's not getting any better. And then a lot of people just go to go, and they don't have an actual plan, so they just rake up thousands, like tens of thousands of dollars, or to hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt with like no actual plan for their life. They just going because they think that's what they should do, but don't have like a clear career path or study it in a field that is highly oversaturated, and they have these degrees and then they can't actually find jobs anywhere. Which is sad. To rack up all that debt and then not be able to actually use the stuff that you studied, but I also think some jobs, like even in like management for like a retail store, they're like, oh, you need a degree, and it's like they'll hire somebody that has no actual work experience, but they have a business degree, but they don't actually know how to deal with people or manage people, and then it causes problems. That's pretty much been the case at every retail store that either me or one of my siblings have worked at. Which again is unfortunate. I don't know, I think people need to reevaluate, at least in the US, how much a degree is actually should be worth. Because it sucks paying out all that money, but at the same time, practical experience is always better than having just theoretical experience. Of course, I want my doctors and engineers to have degrees, but people just working, you know, working at Nike, being the store manager, that doesn't matter. Yeah, because colleges forget about communication. Sitting in classes listening to monologues doesn't teach you well enough. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. And then there are so many classes that you have to take that have nothing to do with your degree. I don't know, part of the US college system just kind of seems a bit like a scam nowadays, but I don't know. It's just an unfortunate system that we have. You have an exam tomorrow for a class like that? Good luck. One thing I've always wondered about American colleges. What's up with the name for the years? Like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior? Like that? Or... or do you mean something else? Yeah, those, I don't know, we use those same terms for high schoolers, too. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I don't know where it came from. Oh, which year do they represent? Okay, so sophomore is a first year. I forgot it that quick. No, freshman is freshman is the first year, sophomore second year, junior is third year, and then senior is fourth year. Got thrown off for a second because my high school only had juniors. Yeah, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. We didn't have any freshmen at our... We only did 3 years at the high school I graduated from. Because the 9th graders were still a part of middle school. But that's not the standard for high schools. Most high schools is 4 years. Our school's just set up a little different. We also did trimesters instead of semesters. so you could end up taking more classes throughout the year. Which meant that you had more exams as well, but I don't know where it comes from. I just, yeah, saw a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I'm about to look it up. So sophomore is derived from the Greek words sophos, meaning wise, and moros, meaning foolish, creating a playful wise fool concept for a second-year student. Sophomore means wise fool. We're learning new things today, everybody. And freshmen are just because they're the fresh people on the campus. Junior and senior, these terms simply indicate a more advanced stage of study after the sophomore year. Interesting. Isn't that the sandwich you were talking about? The bacon sandwich? Oh, some of them have fries. Like bacon and fries. Or bacon or fries? Or bacon fries and a fried egg? Okay. That's... Why would you eat a sandwich with just fries, though? Like fries and ketchup. Like, that seems weird to me. I don't know. Like, putting fries on your burger, you know, that's just saving time. But putting fries in a sandwich and there's no meat, that's... I don't know, that's weird. That's weird to me. But a lot of English cuisine is a little strange. Like, I do not get the beans on toast craze. Okay, alright, the English say chips, not fries. I don't understand putting chips on your sandwich and no meat. Let's hear more of that English accent. It's been a while since I've tried a proper English accent. when I would play D&D, I would always try to do an accent different than my own, because the first character that I ever did, her name was Talila. She just had my normal voice, and then I was like, let's not just constantly sound like me. And I feel like when you have an accent, when you purposely have to have a character accent, your thoughts just kind of separate from the legit character, because it's like, okay, how would the character say this right now, instead of just blurting something out in your natural voice. At least that's how I thought about it. Because I'm like, okay, how do I remember how I'm supposed to pronounce these vowels correctly? There's nothing about a french fry that resembles chip. It makes no sense. I think isn't it like the... No, aren't they called crisps? Yeah, right? They're called crisps? Because the potato is crisp afterwards? Or is crisp chips? Or is chips... Okay. I'm confusing myself. Crisps in Britain are what? Okay, crisps are chips, and chips are french fries. Okay, potato chips as we know it are called crisps. Trying to remember, there was like certain phrases that I would say to myself that would get me into the British accent, though. Like sometimes I would just watch like old Princess Diana footage and try to mimic her voice a little bit. And then just try to stick with that sound of British. It didn't always work, and sometimes I would just slip into the pip pip cheerio type, you know, it's Tuesday stereotype of British voice, but the easiest accent for me to do, besides my own Midwestern accent, is a Southern American accent. Because my mama, she spoke with a slight Southern twang, and so did all her siblings. Even though all of them were born in the North. There's that one, and I don't have any more minis, but I've got this 6-inch one, and I've got 20 minutes left, so let's see. Let's see what can happen. I don't think I have anything smaller than this. Oh, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Actually, this one's a little bit dented.
I don't want to paint something on a dented canvas, so... Give me 1 second. And I will grab a brush one. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to call fries chips. I know that's what they do, but it doesn't make sense. I don't know if I already responded to that message or not. You know you can pull the nozzle out, Dad.
What nozzle?
To the sink. It's a gooseneck. I don't have a plan for this, by the way. I'm just doing things.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Your coffee's in that cabinet, Dad. The top one. Yep. There you go.
This one?
Yep, that one.
It's just down, right?
Yep. Just trying to get this to blend on all the edges. pink in there. So I think ultramarine and pink just look very nice together. Can't remember if I ever asked before, but have you painted miniatures ever? I have not. The closest thing to painting miniatures that I've done, has been painting this chalice. That's the closest thing to miniatures I've ever painted, but I enjoyed doing that. I just haven't ever bought any miniatures to paint, but this was a fun experience. I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. Thank you.
This is coffee, right?
Yep. Doing some very, very soft clouds. Well, that one's not so soft. That one's kind of rough. That's okay.
So, one in here.
I don't think we have any more Splenda. You might just have to use regular sugar.
We have regular sugar. I think I want to leave the horizon pretty much open. I don't want to do any like mountains or anything like that. It's going to take away from this very slight sunset we got going on. I am going to add some yellow ochre.
Yeah. I'm trying not to get out of frame, but it keeps happening anyway. Okay. I'm gonna set it down now, so it's not awkward for you guys watching. Try this first layer. I know I'm at the 2-hour mark, but obviously I'm not done with this little slice of Americano right here. You know, back in, gosh, was it 2015, 2017, somewhere around there. It might have been 2014, I don't remember. But my sister and I, we drove out to Arizona from Michigan. And for my European viewers, that is a very long ways to drive. That took 2 days of driving to get there. It took a total of 30 hours. But we drove to Arizona for a book convention because my sister is an author and oh well, you know, you guys have seen me work on her children's book. But we drove there to be a part of a convention. And we got to see a lot of the country. It was very beautiful, seeing a lot of the small towns and like driving through Kansas and just seeing like the big open sky, because you don't see too much of that where I live. At least not where I live now. There's a lot of like city stuff and town stuff. You don't really get like the big vast openness of the country where I'm at right now. So it was nice to just see the beauty of nature in like all these different places and all these different climates, because it was like February, March when we drove. So it was we drove through a snowstorm in Michigan that ended up, you know, eventually when we got to Kansas, we drove through a dust storm. And then, you know, we ended up, I don't know, spending the night, like, in Texas or something like that. And so then, just seeing, like, the different climates that is in America in mid-March, it was just incredible. And it was an amazing opportunity to really just see the country. I know a lot of people don't get the chance to do that. I know I made like this brighter color. It is going to be a wheat field, not a cornfield. I'm going to put down this darker shade of brown and then go in with some lighter shades for highlights. See what I'm doing. I might work on this wheat field later on, add some more detail and stuff, but I'm gonna let you guys go because I do have to prep for dinner and stuff and do a bunch of other household chore things. But I will work on this again at a later date, just because this feels like something I would have painted 5 years ago. Like it needs like at least another half hour of work, but I sadly have life to live outside of painting. I know, terrible. But I will catch you guys again next week. Thank you so much for watching, everybody that was watching on YouTube and Twitch. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll be live again on Tuesday, and it's gonna be a grand old time. I will have more minis on Tuesday, I promise. But I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.